Good day, everyone. This is Cadet J. Sarita, and today we will be talking about marine environment, its hazards, and the marple that protects it. So, what is marine environment? For me, the marine environment are the seas and ocean waters, the seabed and its subsoils, all marine fauna, and the sea and the coastal ecosystems are all part of marine environment. The marine environment of maritime is very important to ecosystems. It's necessity that it must be preserved, maintained, and valued appropriately. Seas and ocean need to be ecologically varied, dynamic, safe, healthy, and productive. The marine environment is a critical component of life on the planet. The marine ecosystem performs a variety of important environmental services, including climate management, erosion prevention, solar energy accumulation, and distribution. The marine environment, which covers 70% of the Earth's surface and contains 90% of the biosphere, is the most important source of biodiversity. It also contributes significantly to economic prosperity, social well being, and overall quality of life. And that is what marine environment is. Next is, what are the major sources of marine pollution and its impact, hazards to human, animals, and the shipping industry? So first, sewage deposit in seawater contributes to marine contamination. All industrial water waste is disposed of in the rivers, oceans. It has significantly negative effect on the human. Toxins from a variety of sources, including particles, fertilizers, and um, phenol. Seawater is contaminated by oil spills. Thermal pollution is also a source of pollution in the sea. The effect of marine plastic pollution on marine species and ecosystem service have been documented. Chemical addition in plastic may also constitute a health risk to humans. While deal plastic recycling is currently limited due to materials and chemical complexity, technology restrictions, and market needs. 80% of pollution to the marine environment comes from the land. One of the biggest sources is called non-point source pollution, which occurs as a result of runoff. Non-point source pollution includes many sources, like septic tanks, cars, trucks, and boats, plus large sources such as farms, ranches, and forest areas. While marine shipping pollutes the air, commercial ships consume fuel for energy and as a result emit a variety of pollutants into the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is the most strongly related ship source pollution to the climate change and public health implications. So let's go to Marple. So I will explain Marple Convention has history when it is was adopted, entered into force, and its objectives, including all regulations of Marple Annex 1 to 6. So the International Convention for Prevention of Pollution from Ships, or MARPOL, um, is the most important international convention for preventing pollution of marine environment by ships due to operational and unintentional causes. The MARPOL Convention was adopted by the International Maritime Organization, or IMO, on November 2, 1973, in reaction to a series of tanker incidents in 1976 to 1977. The 1978 protocol was enacted. The 1978 MARPOL protocol absorbed the parent convention because 1973 MARPOL convention had not yet come into force. On October 2, 1983, the merged instrument went into effect. A protocol to amend the convention was ratified in 1997, and a new Annex 6 was inserted, which went into effect on May 19, 2005. Amendments to MARPOL have been made over the years. So the convention, which now has 6 technical annexes, includes provisions aimed to prevent the minimizing pollution from ships, both accidental and from routine operations. Most annexes have special areas with severe operational discharge regulations. So let's go to its annexes. So Annex 1, regulation from prevention of pollution by oil, entered into force October 2, 1983. Covers prevention of pollution by oil from operational measures as well as from accidental discharges. The 1992 amendments to Annex 1 made it mandatory for new oil tankers to have double hulls and brought it in a phase in schedule for existing tankers to fit double hulls, which subsequently revised in 2001 and 2003. Annex 2, regulation for control of pollution by noxious liquid substances in bulk. It entered into force October 2, 1983. Details the discharge criteria and measure for control of pollution by noxious liquid substance carried in bulk. Some 250 substances were evaluated and included in the lists appended to the convention. The discharge of the residues is allowed only to reception facilities until certain constructions and conditions, which vary with category of substance, are complied with. In case no discharge of residues contains noxious and substance is permitted within 12 miles of the nearest land. So, Annex 3, prevention of pollution by harmful substance by sea in package form, entered into force on July 1, 1992. Contains general requirements for issuing of detailed standards on packing, marketing, labeling, documentation, storage, quality limitation, exception, and notification. For the purpose of this annex, harmful substances are those substances which are identified as marine pollutants in the International Marine Dangerous Goods Code, or IMDG Code, or which meet the criteria in the appendix of Annex 3. Annex 4, prevention of pollution by sewage from ship, entered into force September 27, 2003. Contains requirement to the control of pollution by sea sewage, and discharge of sewage into the sea is prohibited except when the ship has in operation an approved sewage treatment plant, or when the ship is discharged communicated and disinfected sewage using approved system at a distance of more than 3 nautical miles from the nearest land, which sewage is not comminuted or disinfected has to be discharged at a distance of more than 12 nautical miles from the nearest land. So, Annex 5, prevention of pollution by garbage from sea. It entered into force on December 31, 1988. Deals with different types of garbage and specifies the distance from land and manner in which they may be disposed of. The most important feature of the annex is the complete ban imposed on disposal into the sea of all forms of plastics. Annex 6, prevention of air pollution from ship. This entered into force in May 19, 2005. Annex 6 sets limit on sulfur oxide, nitrogen oxide emissions from ships' exhaust, and prohibit deliberate emissions of ozone depleting substance. Designated emission control areas set more stringent standard for SOx or NOx and particulate matter A chapter adopted in 2011 covers mandatory technical and operational energy efficiency measure aimed at reducing greenhouse gases emission from ships. So that would be all for my presentation, and thank you very much. Hope you learned something. Have a good day. Thank you.